Amarjeet ji. How are you?
Namaste ji. Om Shanti. I'm
Om
fine.
Shanti, and may I say Swadika? Is that how we say it in
Yes,
Thailand?
Swadika, Swadika.
Swadika,
And Sat
yes,
Sri
yes.
Akal and, hello, good morning or good night, wherever you are, a good day.
I
Yeah.
know this is so wonderful that we have Healing Our Earth that reaches to a global audience worldwide. Morning, afternoon, evening, and night, people are watching us all over the globe. And today we're celebrating women worldwide. What a lovely day it is today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Healing Our Earth. And this is, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to celebrate any day, and yes, why not Women's Day? And it's my pleasure and honor to be invited by Healing Our Earth, and as a representative in Thailand, I also always enjoy joining such forums where we can express ourselves, and hopefully in this expression we can be of some use and help to world peace and world betterment.
How beautiful is that? Now you are going to be telling us a little bit about the women's role as a world mother.
Yes, Nil was talking to me, and without thinking, I just said, I want to talk on women's role as world mother. So I'll talk a bit on this topic, and then we can have some interaction together. Is that all right?
Yes, wonderful,
Yeah.
marvelous.
Thank you so much. And once again, thank you to all the viewers, and thank you to everybody out there that's giving us an opportunity to share here. And thank you very much, Healing Our Earth, and thank you, Seema. So, why woman as world mother? First I'd like to clarify that even though we are addressing women today as a spirit, as a soul, each and every human being has embedded in their spiritual imprint the role of being a woman. Because every soul changes roles in each lifetime. So every soul has been a woman and will be a woman, a female role at some point or another. So as spirits, we are all beyond gender. When we remember that, then we know that even though it's Women's Day today, and in this lifetime, we're talking about the physical woman, but as a spirit, we all have that feminine and female role in us anyways. And if not in this lifetime, in some lifetime or the other. I'd like to say that why I chose as a mother, it's not necessary, once again, that you have to have given birth to a child to be called a mother. When I'm talking of woman's role as world mother, I'm talking about the qualities of motherhood that are present in every woman and present in every soul. That means in every human being on earth. Okay, so we are going to celebrate that role of a mother in every human being, so that everyone celebrates Women's Day and Mother's Day, kind of. Now, it doesn't mean that a father has any less role to play or a male has any less role to play. We're just highlighting the role of a mother today, being Women's Day, okay? And I would like to clear that. I'm very much for equality and equity, because we all are so unique, and as we know from history, women have been suppressed. Women have been given the space of a minority, which wasn't fair in those days, but now it's much better. And although in many households in the Indian community, and I'm an Indian, and many other countries as well, women are still treated as secondary, not as important as men. Although many times families do recognize and know that by now that having a daughter is a daughter for life, and having a son is a son only as long as he gets a wife. So it's just to say that women and daughters, as a female, we know we kind of balance that role in both sides of the family once you're married, or there's the feminine part. And I was hearing Alicia and Seema talk, and it was a lot of things and topics were touched upon, which I will not touch since we already spoke all that. And yes, I would like to emphasize that it doesn't matter what we have had in the past and what has happened to us, because you become stronger from every challenge you face in life. And today, women are much stronger because of all the challenges we had to face in life. And that is, again, the woman in every soul, okay? So today we are living in a modern era, and women are working, and yet the role of a creator, of passing on generations, of having children, still falls on the shoulders of a woman. So we are the mothers, and that's why I said mothers, because we are responsible for generations to come, in the fact of having the body that gives birth to the future generations, as well as the nurturing of each human life as it comes on earth. That's the ability of a mother, of a woman. So, when we are creating and nurturing a child, and I happen to have 3 children and 2 beautiful grandchildren. And you see, now I say beautiful grandchildren because even though the grandchildren are not born from my womb, trust me, I feel grander as a grandmother than as a mother. So that all goes to show that the motherhood in you is beyond your own womb. And I'm telling you that as a mother, from experience. Guru Nanak said very beautifully, and I want to quote him, "So kyo manda aakhiya jit jamme rajan." And that whole verse is beautiful, because he talks that why in those days, I'm talking about 550 years ago, when women were looked down upon, he was one of the first ones to raise his voice for women, especially saying that how can a woman be bad when from her womb a king is born, when from her womb every human being is born, when from her womb a man seeks friendship, a man seeks a companion, and when one passes away, he seeks it in another one. So a woman's role is shoulder to shoulder with a man, and like Guru Nanak said, she's the mother of a king. She's the mother of every human being on earth. So, when we understand that, then we can see that as a mother, as a woman, you have many children. Supposing I have 3 children, and each child is so different. And I'm telling you this, each child is so different. So in the picture of the world, we all as human beings are also different. And the mother loves each child no matter what their differences is. Each child is unique with beautiful qualities. And yet there will be some that listens to you more, or that is so kind or generous, and there might be another child that is more angry and gets upset more easily, or doesn't respect you as a mother as much. But yet the heart of a woman, you still love them all equally. And that's where equity comes in, because despite differences and despite the uniqueness of each, and despite any imbalances, a woman has the ability to adjust and create that balance, and create that unity, and create that fairness and justice. So as a mother, I have 3 children, and one might be very soft and sweet and always wanting to help me, and of course, then you feel like being around her. But does that make me love the others lesser? No. So, as a woman of the world, as a world now, let's look at this character of motherhood as a soul, as a spiritual being in the world. We each can help create that fairness and justice and love everyone. And again, I'd say ik onkar, right? Ik, the first word and alphabet of the 6 scriptures, ik, that Guru Nanak said, shows us all as one world family with one divine God. So as spiritual beings, we are siblings. We are all equal. We are all siblings, and I'm not using brothers and sisters, siblings, because the soul is beyond gender. So when we have that in mind, then our love and our care for each soul will be so beautiful and so amazing. And of course, we'll be fair and we'll be just. And equality and harmony and unity is a byproduct of the understanding that we all belong to the same Supreme Being, Supreme Soul. Despite our genders, despite our religions, despite our cultures, despite any boundaries that we have created, including nationalities and so many other boundaries, surnames and whatnot. As a spirit, and that's why I'm coming as a spiritual guide, as a universal spiritual guide, and as a spiritual practitioner. And mark you, I do fail very often in life. But at least I'm on that journey and on that path of understanding and of doing my best to fulfill that role of a spiritual mother, of a spiritual being. And we appreciate the role of a spiritual mother, especially in Hinduism, and I won't say Hinduism. In the earliest thousands of years ago, when we talk about all the Devis, and most Devis are worshipped like Lakshmi Ma and all these spiritual mothers and goddesses that we have, whether it's Greek mythology or it's Indian mythology, those goddesses, that's the world mother role we're talking about here. The divinity in each of us, because when we say Lakshmi, we're not only referring to that goddess Lakshmi, but we're referring to the goddess Lakshmi in each and every soul present on earth. So when we are referring to goddess Gayatri or any of these beautiful goddesses, we are referring to those qualities embedded within each of our souls that we have to ignite and bring out. And that's why I chose the topic of world mother, because these deities, these goddesses, they are world mothers, and those qualities are in each and every soul, because we all play that role, and we are from that role. That past is coming into the present, and the present is going to go into the future. Time is cyclic. We are going to go back to that era of heavenly goodness. It's coming around there. We can feel the change. We can see the progress of science. We can see on the one hand, we can see the deterioration of the earth, and on the other hand, we can see the heights of science. So we are all rising. And what each one of us can do as a world mother, what can we do now that we've understood the role, we've understood the characteristics, and we've understood the spiritual being and the equality and the equity and the harmony and unity we want to bring in the world? What can we do? Very simple. Thoughts. The Secret, the book The Secret, and we hear the secret is our thoughts. So when we have positive thoughts, and we have thoughts of justice and fairness, and we have thoughts of each and every human being is part of me, my sibling soul, then we send out that energy. And imagine if every soul sends out that positive energy out there. Definitely there'll be world peace. Definitely there'll be equality and equity, right? So we just, from our homes, anytime when we meet anyone in our lives, each individual, because world transformation is possible only with individual transformation of the self-transformation. So each one of us, when we fail, if we fail every night to check and change, we can change that. we can just talk to the divine and feel that and know that, oh, I failed today to fulfill my role as a world mother, to fulfill my role as a positive being on earth. So I give that weakness to the divine and I change, I make a shift and I change and I take on that power and I spread that love and light immediately. You thought it, it has happened. If you didn't think it, it hasn't happened. So you need to think it and change that negative thought and make it positive. And if we don't awaken in every moment of every day when we are interacting with people, that's fine. At least at night before we sleep, we can check and change and create that shift. So before you go to sleep every night, it's very important to check and change. And if you do that every day, and then you wake up with a clean slate because you have cleared any negativity, and all these negativities is what is creating issues in the world. So Women's Day is being celebrated to bring out that motherly quality in everyone, that godly goddess quality in everyone, and that checking that we try at least to be that. Whether we succeed or not, at least every night we're checking and we're changing, and self-transformation is going to help in world transformation. And then we can say Happy Women's Day. It's not only about women's rights. By God's grace, there's in the cycle of time when you see all the spiritual leaders of the world, all the religious leaders were all male, because that was the injustice that was happening in the world at that time. So it was natural that a religious leader couldn't be a female, because nobody would listen then, because the world was like that, corrupt. And now we are heading into the era of change with prime ministers being females, and even the spiritual university of the Brahma Kumaris, and I love that. It's Brahma Kumaris. It's not Brahma Kumar. Why? Because it's the mother in every home, the female. The Kumari here actually means the female in every home is going to be the cause for change in this lifetime, because we have it in our hearts, we have it in our minds, and we have it in our soul system, in our soul memory, to be the goddess and to enlighten our lives. As we worship, so shall we be. So let's bring on all those extra amazing qualities and make the world a happy place by being a world mother. Thank you. I hope I touched on and touched your heart with being a world mother. Everyone, whether you're in the male body or the female body. Om Shanti. Thank you. Seema?
That was wonderful. That was so powerful and beautiful, and, celebrating each woman as a world mother. What a lovely, lovely way to celebrate a woman, There's so much we can talk about women, ongoing. And this brings me to the great poet who I celebrate and memorist and civil rights activist, Maya Angelou. She said, I am grateful to be a woman. I must have done something very great in another life. And as we celebrate International Women's Day, Amajit Ji and I and our whole team of women and men, of course, here at Healing on Earth, celebrate all the women worldwide. And we must have gratitude for all the women, because they must have done something very wonderful in another life. She also said something very powerful which I'd like to share. And this goes for all the younger women out there. Again, Maya Angelou, who I celebrate. I love to see a young girl go out and grab the world by the labels. A wise woman wishes to be no one's enemy. A wise woman refuses to be anyone's victim. And there's another saying that behind every strong woman is a tribe of women that stand behind her. And this is something a lot of you must have seen worldwide. There's a lot of, sisterhood communities taking birth, a lot of support for women, women's empowerment groups, women's networking groups, women in business groups now, Majiti. Like you, I myself am from Asia. I lived in Hong Kong. And in the past 5 years before leaving Hong Kong, what I saw birthing very strongly was these women's group of women supporting women, women in business, women in literacy, women in tech. There's been so much support for women, and you spoke about women as a mother. Yeah. What made you choose to speak so powerfully about that? That's what intrigues me.
Like, if you hear what I said was the nurturing quality of a mother. You see, when we say Eka Mai Jugat Vyai Tin Chele Parvan, we're talking about the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer. Destroyer as in change, not as in destruction like that, but the creator and sustainer. If you look, the mother's role is of the creator and sustainer. So the nurturer. Just now when you said women, empowering women, and I do a lot of social services and community service, and whenever I see poor children who are suffering, my heart goes out. That's the heart of a mother. And every male and every human being that has that heart to feel for someone, that's the woman in them. Because like I said, every soul has gone through different births. And what you said about, yes, being grateful that you got the birth of a female, yes, because it doesn't mean that you're blessed in this lifetime to be in the role of a female, and everybody seeks the role, every soul seeks the role of a female, because we in scriptures address the souls as female and address God as the male. He's the only male and we are all females, so the feminine role play is a very, very significant and important one in the world. And that's why the female is the creator, the one that gives birth, and the nurturer. And keeping that in mind, I was thinking of the celebration of Women's Day. And that is in every soul. It's just that we, with the female body in this lifetime, have got that opportunity to express it more. But it's embedded in every soul, because every single soul on earth has played a role as a female.
I couldn't agree more with you. And every single soul on this earth who's female has played the role of a mother.
Exactly.
In many ways, most souls, let's say, in fairness,
Definitely, because the creator role is very important. And I'm sure we all have. And that it doesn't matter whether you've had children. Because the world mother, in the Brahma Kumaris, there's one lady we call Mama. She wasn't married. She didn't have biological children of her own. Look at Mother Teresa. She's called Mother. So you don't have to have the, in many of the Sikh matas, we call the word Mata. And Jagadamba. When we talk, it's world mother. It's not about children from your own womb, but about the fact that you can nurture children all over the world. And this woman in the Brahma Kumaris who we call Mama, and she's like the spiritual head as well, she was unmarried and she came at the age of 14, but she gave her whole life for the upliftment of women, and every soul was her child. And so that she's our role model there, So we all have that, again I say, that motherly role in us, whether we are married or unmarried, whether we've physically given birth to a child or not. Anybody walking on the street, if you see a child, anybody's heart will go out to pick up the child that has been left. Even forget about a human child. Even you see dogs, animals, puppies, you just have your heart out to help. Nobody wants to see anyone suffering, and you feel your heart goes out to help. And you can only do so much because you're limited by funds, or you're limited by your area, your space, but your heart goes out for sure. And that heart that goes out is the feminine side of every soul. The motherly feeling.
The motherly feeling and that nurturing feeling.
Yes.
That, that I can't help but care.
That completes the woman. Without that motherly role, a woman is not a woman. Without that nurturing and creative role, a woman is maybe just a workforce or just is incomplete. Without, when I hear the word woman, the first word that comes to my mind is mother. That's why I chose the role. And Neil was like, you sure that fits? And I was like, yes, because there's no woman who is not a mother. And there's no woman's role that is complete without first understanding that you are the creator and the nurturer of yourself, of your family, and the entire human race.
Absolutely, and that's why I quote Maya Angelou, who I love so much, and she said, the late Maya Angelou, she was an activist and a poet, a wise woman wishes to be no one's enemy, and a wise woman wishes to be not anyone's victim either. Right? I know. It's because women are born with that innate quality, to nurture, to look after,
Yes.
to uplift,
Yes.
and to be a symbol of strength. And you spoke very strongly about these different wonderful schools of thought that we have in the world. We have Sikhism, and we have Hinduism, and we have Christianity, and we celebrate all these lovely schools of thought that bring us all together as a one world family. We're Mother Mary, the Teresa, Jagdamba, or Amba. And of course Sikhism also speaks of the Devi as well. And I think on this Women's Day coming up on the 8th of March, and I say this again, we at Healing Our Earth celebrate each and every one of you as a woman. Women are change makers. Women are mothers. I said earlier, you educate a woman, you educate an entire generation. You empower a woman, you empower an entire generation.
Definitely.
You uplift women, you're uplifting future generations. Yeah?
True.
It is such a wonderful day where we celebrate everyone as a woman.
Yeah. As you speak, there are two things that came to my mind, and I just want to share it. One is that in the middle name for every Sikh woman is Kaur.
Kaur, exactly.
And Guru Gobind Singh gave that because Kaur means princess. You are the princess of every human being. You're the princess out there. And the other thing that came to my mind was healing our earth. Earth is always known as Mother Earth. So when you want to, even for healing our earth, the very name of this organization is Healing the Mothers, because Mother Earth, our earth is
Mother
known
Earth,
yes, Mata
absolutely.
Tarat Mehet. In Guru Nanak referred to the Mother Earth as well. That Tarat Mata, yeah. And we all know, we all call Mother Earth, right? So when we are healing our earth, it's not just land, but it's the entire earth, our whole universe, our whole space, where the whole area where we reside to play our role, our spiritual roles as human beings is on the realm earth. And that earth is also referred to as the mother.
As you speak of the mother has that willingness to listen, the patience to understand, the strength, the innate inner strength to support, the big, huge heart to care, and to just unconditionally be there. That is the beauty of a woman. Amajit, it's such a wonderful conversation with you all the way from Thailand, and you've been up so late at night. What is the time over there?
It's past 10 p.m. You know, I'm a meditator, so I get up early. So for me,
Yes, you
10
must do.
10 p.m. is a bit late because I like to end my day with some spiritual meditation again before I go to sleep and get ready for. And I have to do my spiritual checking every day. That's what I said we should do. And so, yeah, it is.
But I'd like to say on this Women's Day, I celebrate you as a woman.
Thank you,
We celebrate you as a woman and our family at Healing Our Earth.
all of us.
And on behalf of everyone and our founder and director, Mr. Neil Kumar, and our whole team, we'd like to celebrate you today. And we thank you for your great, beautiful session as always. And do stay on board with us if you're not too sleepy and you'd like to, keep on our session. Please stay on board with us. What a beautiful topic. We celebrate all women and we celebrate all mothers. Thank you so much. A very warm global namaste to you.
And
Thank you
global
for joining
and
us
namaste
today.
to all of you, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm humbled and I'm honored to always be given a chance, and I think it's God's grace, and I thank God for giving me the opportunity to always share His blessings and His knowledge with everyone, because whatever I've spoken is not mine, is something that I have gained insight from Him, and on my spiritual path. And so that's why always my messages are always as a spiritual being rather than as a human being. And so I thank you all for giving this opportunity and for allowing me to serve humanity. Without you all giving that opportunity, even I wouldn't be able to serve. So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Healing Our Earth. Healing Our Earth, and thank you all the women out there, and happy Women's Day to every soul on earth. Om Shanti.
Stay blessed. Thank you.
Sat Sri Akal.
What a wonderful session. Wow, such powerful words by Amajiti, She celebrating women as mothers, the world of a mother. How wonderful is that? And as we speak of Women's Day, those of you who are watching us, if you have any